Welcome back to Go Fund This. Today I have another comic creator. It's super exciting. It's like we've become the Kickstarter comics show. Today I have with me Melissa Massey. Melissa, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So Melissa, tell them about, well, we're going to talk about your incredible project in a minute, but tell them who you are. Give them a little background.
Sure. I'm a purveyor of fine fantasy comics and tragic shenanigans. I'm the creator of Black Ball, which is the project we'll talk about today, and The Alchemist of Aurelia, which is a fantasy story of wizards in the Ottoman Empire that was on Kickstarter earlier this year. And I've been in several anthologies alongside lots of great people, anthologies from Wannabe Press, Arcane Industries, and other such elusive and illustrious small press projects. And yeah, I kind of kick it old school. I do everything on paper still. I haven't learned how to draw on the computer quite yet. It's my 2021 goal. And the thing that is probably most recognizable about my art is I use markers to color. So it's a pretty distinct coloring style that people really seem to like. So
It is. Well, looking through the pages you have on the Kickstarter, which we're going to talk about in a second, I was immediately drawn to, no pun intended, I was immediately drawn to your artwork. The coloring, especially, that I didn't know it was markers, but I was like, wow, this is really different. It's really striking. And it really pulled me in.
awesome. Yeah, I didn't know how to use the computer to color, and my mom actually was like, well, your marker coloring is so beautiful, you should do your comics like that. I was like, okay, Mom. And she was absolutely right, because
Please tell me that's an exact impression of your mother.
no, I think
No.
I don't do it quite enough justice. I mean, she probably said words along those lines, but maybe not in that tone.
A little different. Okay. All right. I
Yeah.
could live with that. So you mentioned Wannabe Press. We've had Russell Nohelty on. I think we've had him on this show. If not, he's always got Kickstarter, so he'll be on.
Oh, yeah.
But we've had him for sure on Alley Chats. And and my daughter had him on her show. She does a show called Read Between the Lines where she talks to authors. So yeah, he's been around. He's Wannabe Press. So
he's prolific.
yeah. Every time he says, okay, I think I'm going to take a break. I mean, I've known him for what, 6 months? He's said 3 times, I think I'm going to take a break, and then 18 new projects come flopping out. And I'm like, whoa, okay, he's not done.
I'm taking a break. Here's my new book. It's like, what?
Yeah, right.
Wow.
So let's talk about Black Ball. What is this? What is the story? I know what your Kickstarter is for the first 3 issues.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So what is the story about?
Sure. It is a 1920s magical murder mystery where Emily, our main character, she is trying to figure out why her sister got murdered. Because 1, weird that her sister got murdered in the first place. But 2, things kind of come to a head when she finds a spellcrafting kit hidden in the floorboards of Amelia's bedroom. And the background of the story is that in this timeline, there are the arcane sciences, which is basically magic, that used to run everything. So you'd turn on your lights with magic. You would run your car with magic. Things were a little more advanced because we had this magic to help run things. And then with the 18th Amendment and Prohibition, America decided we're not doing magic anymore. Enough. Cut it out. No more. And so you had the rise of, they call them the practical sciences. So things we're familiar with in our timeline, such as, mechanics, engineering, more physics, chemistry, those kinds of things, and sort of getting back towards what we would be familiar with running things on wiring and mechanical parts. And Emily's family are practicals. They've never really used magic. So the fact that this magic item is showing up in their house has Emily asking a lot of questions.
Wow, what a cool concept. And I love, I'm always a big fan of those alternate timeline stories, so this is really cool. I love the idea that Prohibition is tied into why that's fallen apart. So what a cool idea. Now, is this? I hope this doesn't spoil something, but is this a 3-issue story, like a confined story, or is it? These are the first 3 issues, and I'm not telling you if it's solved at that point.
Yeah, actually, this started as an ongoing webcomic, so these are just the first 3 issues that I have so far. 1 and 2 I've actually printed up before in small print runs, so this is their 3rd reprinting, which is very exciting for me. And the 3rd one is just the latest and the greatest. It's actually double-length issue. It's 60 pages.
Wow.
Yeah, just shenanigans all over the place.
And that's all you. You're doing the writing and the artwork on this. Wow, 60 pages is a lot of work.
It is. Thankfully, a good chunk of it is done. I'd say probably the first 35 or so. And I have the rest in various stages of completion. So it's chugging along. I'm planning that the books will be delivered on time. We were early with our last Kickstarter. So, everything's looking good for on-time delivery for sure.
Great. Excellent. Yeah. One of the questions I ask, and sometimes I get people that make a confused look when I say it, is there a risk? But I don't see any risk here. I mean, you're chugging along. You're in your 3rd book, and it sounds like you've got everything together. So the risk is really low. And I'm also going to say the risk is incredibly low because you have 14 days to go as of the time of this recording. That's when it airs. It's going to be less. Your goal is $1,500. At this moment, you're sitting at $1,650. So the risk is super low. You hit the goal. You're making it happen. That's really cool. Congratulations.
Thank you. It actually took me off guard. I work a day job, so I was working, and I have Facebook Messenger on my phone. So I got a message from someone like, "Oh, congrats on funding," and I'm like, "Huh?" And I had to go and check. I was like, "Oh, yeah, I guess I did fund," and now I have to go to a meeting. So
yeah, got to go to a meeting and pretend I'm not jumping up and down.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a little underwhelming, I guess. But then I realized later, like, oh, I'm funded. This is nice. This is.
But in your alternate timeline, you got to celebrate openly because you work this as your main job. See, we're playing with that alternate timeline, and the 18th Amendment is the reason you can't. But that's okay. We'll deal with that in the story, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Who knows? Maybe that timeline it shakes out where I'm a comic artist all the time.
Oh, that'd be cool. So, all right, tell me, you've got different tiers on here. What would you highlight as some tiers that would either be your most popular or that you think, wow, people should know about this?
Sure. I think one of the more popular ones is really getting the full series in physical form. People have been wanting these physical books, which is nice for me because I love physical books and I love holding that book in person and getting to touch it and see it in real life.
Sure.
So there's a couple ways you can get the physical book. You can obviously get issue 3 by itself, or you can get the tier up called Top Pour, which is where you get all 3 books in physical and PDF. You also get the sticker set that I've designed, which is 2 oversized stickers of propaganda posters. One is supporting practical sciences. The other is supporting arcane sciences. So you can slap one on your laptop or your favorite notebook and let everyone know which side you support. It's the American way, right?
Yes. Team Arcane. You got to go with that.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. And I can see you've got, I see a lot of different options as far as like you've got coasters and bottle openers when you get into those higher levels. Looking at the images of your tiers, it's very clear what people get and it's very enticing. So I really encourage people to look at these. And if you're interested in this at all, look at these tiers and find something that works for you because these are really, really great. And you have original art on there too. Always a good one.
Absolutely. And I don't usually do commissions. So if you want some original art from me, this is like the time to get it.
Good point.
It's a limited offer.
That's a question I ask on the other show. So now I know not to ask it or to say, where can they get it? And you can direct them to your Kickstarters. There we go. Okay. What about, I hate to do this to you. What about stretch goals?
Stretch goals, yes.
Because we're sitting in that era right now or that area. You're at 1650. Come on. Do you have any stretch goals?
Actually, next week I plan to introduce a couple items for one's a stretch goal tier. The other is a kind of exclusive upper tier. It's for Thanksgiving. It's like a Thanksgiving Black Friday deal that you can get something really special at a great price that you wouldn't be able to get normally. So
Very good. All right. We don't have to spoil it other than to put the seed out there that something's coming.
oh yeah.
Do you know what day of the week that's going to hit?
I plan to announce on Monday.
Okay, great. Great. That way people can check back, because by the time this episode airs, it's probably going to air over the weekend. They'll know that they can go on Monday and see what's up. And yeah, hopefully there'll be a flurry of activity around your Black Friday sale or whatever it is.
That's the hope.
So do you have an extended story for this? Like, do you have an end game eventually, or are you just like, no, I like this world and I'm going to tell this story, but it's going to keep going?
No, absolutely. There's an end in sight. I would say we're about halfway through the story at this point with these 3 issues.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, when I started this one, I really wanted to do something that would be finished because it's very easy to dive into a project and just be like, it's going to go forever, and then you never finish it. So with this one, it's definitely like, all right, 3 to 5 years, this is going to be done. It's going to be a full book, and we're going to have something finished under our belt, and it's going to be great.
That's so cool. Oh, and at that point, you're going to do a Kickstarter to do a nice graphic floppy, and we'll do a Kickstarter for that too.
Absolutely, and maybe a hardcover.
Hardcover would be awesome.
Yeah, I would love to do a hardcover book. I think there's a lot of cool design things we could do for it. So we'll see. Hopefully, it's the dream.
Hopefully. Well, I believe you're going to get there. I mean, the fact that you had such a strong opening on this one, you've got so many backers already. And me just looking at this, I'm super into this book. This looks really great. So I think this is going to just keep going. I think you've really got something cool here.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I'm really excited about this world and this story. And I've been having a lot of fun writing these characters as well. They have a lot of fun interactions together.
So how about social media? Where can people find you, follow you, that kind of stuff? And I will put all this in the show notes, including the link to this Kickstarter.
Excellent. Yes, on Facebook, I'm the Art of Melissa J Massey, so you can find me on there. On Twitter, I'm at Melissa J Massey, so this has been easy so far. And then my Instagram, I'm Byzantine Tifosi. They didn't have my name available, so I went for the next best thing. So
I don't know if I'd say that's the next best thing. I mean,
well, it's my favorite era of art history, the Byzantine Empire. And Tifosi is the Italian word for fans of the Ferrari Formula One team. So you just put them together. It's my two favorite things.
That is the second best. That's fantastic. And on Kickstarter, they look up Black Ball. Mm-hmm. And then it's issues, it's number 1 through 3. So they know which Kickstarter to look at on here. But it's Black Ball is what they're looking for. 2 words.
Yes.
Cool. Excellent, Melissa. Well, thank you so much. Good luck with this. I mean, you've already hit it, so congratulations. But good luck. I hope that this mysterious stretch goal is achieved.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me on the show. This has been a lot of fun.